Brain control. Your brain is not weak because you watch porn. It is designed to repeat experiences that give it strong rewards. Every time you watch porn, your brain can connect certain triggers with anticipation and reward. Those triggers may be boredom, loneliness, stress, frustration, or staying alone with your phone. The brain can learn a pattern: trigger, craving, watching, temporary relief. After enough repetition, the urge may appear even when you did not consciously decide to watch. This is why many people say, "I promised myself I would stop, but I did it again." The issue is not always a lack of discipline. A habit becomes stronger through repetition. Porn can create a strong focus on anticipation. Searching, scrolling, choosing, and expecting the next image can keep attention locked onto the reward. But the pattern can be changed. The first step is not to hate yourself. It is to understand your triggers. Ask yourself, when do I usually watch? What emotion comes before the urge? Am I bored, stressed, lonely, or avoiding something? Identifying the trigger gives you a chance to interrupt the cycle. The more clearly you understand this cycle, the easier it becomes to notice the moment when a choice is still possible. Change becomes easier when you reduce easy access. Keep your phone away during vulnerable times. Avoid private scrolling when you know you are likely to relapse, and replace the old routine with something active. Exercise, walking, learning, meditation, talking to someone you trust, or working toward a meaningful goal. Remember, the goal is not to fight your brain. The goal is to retrain your habits. Every time you experience an urge without automatically acting on it, you practice a different response. One decision may feel small, but repeated decisions can change the pattern. You are not your urges. An urge is a temporary signal, not a command. Once you understand how the cycle works, you can begin taking back control, one trigger, one choice, and one day at a time. Dopamine cycle. When a person repeatedly watches porn, the brain can learn a powerful habit loop. It often begins with a trigger: boredom, stress, loneliness, frustration, or being alone with a phone. The trigger creates curiosity or craving, and the person starts searching. After watching, there may be a short period of pleasure or relief. Then the cycle ends, until another trigger starts it again. This is where dopamine becomes important. Dopamine is involved in motivation, learning, anticipation, and reward. It helps the brain notice experiences that seem important and encourages us to repeat behaviors connected with them. When a behavior is repeated, the brain becomes better at recognizing the cues that come before it. That is why a person may suddenly feel a strong urge after opening certain apps, being alone at night, or experiencing a stressful day. The craving can arrive before conscious thinking catches up, but learning works in both directions. A habit can become stronger through repetition, and a different habit can become stronger through repeated practice. You do not have to obey every craving. When an urge appears, create a short gap between the feeling and the action. Put the phone down, leave the room, take a walk, exercise, or start a task that requires your attention. Another step is to remove unnecessary triggers. Unfollow accounts that lead you toward sexual content. Avoid endless private scrolling when you are most vulnerable. Make the unwanted behavior harder and the healthier alternative easier. Do not expect one perfect day to solve everything. If you slip, do not turn one mistake into an entire day of giving up. Study what triggered it, change the environment, and restart. The goal is to understand the cycle: trigger, craving, behavior, reward, repetition. Once you recognize the cycle, you can interrupt it. Your brain learns from what you repeatedly practice, and that means you can practice control. Every healthy response is another lesson for your brain. Break the habit. The hardest part of changing a porn habit is not simply saying, "I will never watch again." The real challenge is changing the routine that keeps bringing you back. If your brain has learned to connect certain places, emotions, times, or devices with porn, those situations can become powerful triggers. Start by identifying your personal pattern. Maybe the urge appears late at night, when you are bored, stressed, lonely, or scrolling without a purpose. Once you know the trigger, prepare a different response before the craving arrives. Leave the room. Put your phone somewhere else. Take a walk, exercise, pray or meditate, study, or call someone you trust. Create distance between the urge and the action. Do not wait until the craving becomes extremely strong. Change your environment early. Keep your phone away from your bed. Remove accounts, pages, and save material that repeatedly lead you towards sexual content. Use website or app restrictions if they help you. Make the unwanted behavior harder to access and make healthy activities easier to start. Replace the reward. If porn has become your answer to stress or boredom, removing it can leave an empty space. Fill that space with something meaningful. Exercise, learn a skill, work on your career, spend time with family, meet friends, or develop a meaningful goal. Do not define yourself by a mistake. A relapse does not mean you are hopeless. Instead of thinking, "I failed, so nothing matters," ask, "What happened before the urge?" Learn from the situation and adjust your plan. Progress is not about perfection. It is about gaining control over your choices. Every time you delay an urge, avoid a trigger, or choose a healthier activity, you strengthen a different pattern. You need awareness, patience, boundaries, and action. The moment you stop treating an urge like an order and start treating it like a temporary feeling, your choices become stronger. Breaking the habit begins when you decide that your attention, time, and future deserve more control than a few minutes of temporary stimulation.